The wizard was old and he was angry. He had a long thin beard that hung down onto his chest, hairs that stuck out from the corner of his ears, hairs, curly hairs, that stuck out from his nose. But as he looked around him, there was only one thing that he wanted to do, and that was to make a cake. A beautiful chocolate cake. He was a fine wizard with a wand in his hand, and he would move it this way and that, but this time he was using his wand to stir the mixture to make a chocolate cake. No ordinary chocolate cake, a chocolate cake that would never end, where you would take a bite out of it and it was all whole again. He knew that inside of the great pink castle there was a witch who was awfully fond of chocolate. And on this stormy, starry night, he was mixing that cake and smiling to himself, because all he wanted to do was to get the witch to come out of the castle, eat the cake, and that would give him enough time, quicker than a wink or a blink of an eye, he would be able to go inside of the castle, and then it would be his. It was a stormy night. It was a starry night. It was a cold, stormy, starry night, so cold that it felt just like it was Christmas. The castle was down by the side of the sea, where the waves would go backwards and forwards and crash against the rocks. He knew that there were creatures, octopuses, octopi, or just a single octopus that would their way through all of the water, and he didn't really like the idea of falling into the water, but he did like the idea of having a castle to himself. The castle stones were pink. The witch wore pink shoes on her feet, pink trousers upon her leg, a pink cloak on her back, a pink hat upon her head. That's not to say that she was very beautiful. In fact, she was not the most beautiful creature in all of this world. But for all of that she looked as if she was terrible, she had a beautifully kind heart. Now, she was looking out of the window, and she could smell something really good. It was the thing that she liked better than anything else. It was chocolate. Oh, I do like chocolate, said the witch to herself. I really do like chocolate. What do you think? Now, she wasn't just talking to herself, because this was a castle that was haunted, and she was talking to the ghost that would woo their way through all of the corridors. And the ghosts, they would go, we like chocolate too. Please, could we have some? But of course you can, said the pink witch. You just wait and see. I'm going to go and find out where the smell of chocolate's coming from. Just then, a seagull was flying past. It made its terrible screeching noise, and she was a little bit frightened of it. But the smell of chocolate was so good that she wasn't going to stay inside. I'll be back, she said to the ghosts. I will be back. Out she went. She picked up the chocolate cake, and it was a lot heavier than she thought. But lickety-split, that wizard with his long hair and his curly hair in his ears and his nose and his beard on his chin, he ran inside of the castle and slammed the great door shut. The castle is now mine. The wind was blowing, because I've told you already it was a stormy night. But it wasn't just the pink witch who got to smell that beautiful chocolate cake. All of the people in the town, they were hungry too. She took a bite, just in case there wasn't going to be enough for her to have some, and she looked at the cake, and sure enough, where she'd bitten was now full again. She took another bite. Oh, I do like chocolate. She said to all of the people inside of the town, do you know something? If you would like to have some of the chocolate, then you can have some of the chocolate. And she cut the cake, and as fast as she was cutting the cake was back the same size again, and everyone crowded around her, and the wind had blown her pink hat to one side and blown her cloak up behind her. Some could have said that she looked a bit like a strange kind of pink angel with the cloak flapping behind her. But at this Christmas time, everyone remembered the witch. They invited her to come inside of their houses. They thought that she was a terrible person, but then they'd never met her. And here she was, giving them all chocolate cake. She became all of their friends, and she didn't really want to go inside of their houses, because inside of a house it wasn't like a castle. And she decided that she would live in a tent by the side of the Silvery Sea. But that wizard, with his beard on his chin and the hairs up his nose and the hair that flew this way and that, he couldn't get back out of the castle. He was stuck inside of that place. Stuck inside with all of the ghosts that would go, "Have you brought us any cake?" And no matter what he did, he could never find the magic to make another chocolate cake that would never ever end. And he was stuck inside of that place, the place that he wanted to go in the first place. He was very sad, but the Pink Witch was very happy and always, always full of chocolate cake.